sit in my mirror and brush my hair, thinking over the previous day's events. Yesterday morning was ridiculous, and it seemed like it's only getting worse. I might be better off taking a roundabout way to class today. It's already a bit late now, but if I cut through the village and all those the villagers are trying to sell me on their wares like yesterday, I'm definitely guaranteed to be late. I'm going to take the long way. I just don't have any choice. I have to take the long way around and hurry through. I hustle along the path to the schoolhouse, keeping an eye out for any errant merchants. So far, so good. It's a bit lonely out here. I'm so used to my usual morning interactions with the villagers. The quiet is almost overwhelming. A bit further down the path, I could just make out the silhouettes of Lux and Ignatius. I jog up to catch up to them.
The weather's been really lovely lately, hasn't it?
Maybe for you. It sucks as much as it always does.
I know your village is much warmer, but surely you can appreciate the difference between the weather now and the weather we have in the winter, right? Oh, maybe that was a silly question.
Yep.
Oh, you could be a little nicer, Ignatius.
Wait for me, guys! Phew.
Oh, good morning. I don't usually see you coming this way.
I know, I don't usually wake up early enough to take this route. But I kind of had to. Those merchants were such a pain yesterday morning. I don't want to be late.
You mean those merchants?
You point somewhere behind me. I turn around slowly.
Oh, goddess, why?
In the distance, I can see a mass of people with buttery bolts of fabric, towering gates, and glittering jewels. In seconds, they're already almost upon us.
How do they even find me? What am I supposed to do now?
Quickly, between those two buildings.
Lux grabs my hand and leaps forward, pulling me along behind him towards a gap between two nearby buildings. In his haste to get me out of sight, Lux trips and goes sprawling onto the ground, taking me with him. I land right on top of him, bringing us face to face. Hello, Lux. The space is so tight here, there's only room for one person, and Lux is the size of two.
I'm sorry. Are you alright?
I'm fine. Shh. I think they're coming.
I put my finger on Lux's lips, silencing him immediately. His lips sound strangely tempting. I imagine kissing him for a moment before the sound of angry voices brings me back to reality. The crowd must be nearby. It's impossible to distinguish from any one voice. It's just a mess of disordinate yelling. Snatches of Ignatius' angry voice make it through the din. Lux and I hold our breath. Whatever he told them must have done the trick. The sound of the crowd eventually dies down and disappears entirely.
They're gone. You can come out. You better be grateful. I'm going to class now.
Ignatius, you were very nice. Thank you.
Thanks, Ignatius. We'll catch up, just as soon as we figure out how to get out of here.
Lieutenant Lux, whose face is a brilliant scarlet.
Sorry, I think you're going to have to get up first.
Do I have to? I'm so comfortable where I am.
Oh.
We'll be late for class if you don't.
Oh no, there's no way we'll make it on time now. I've gotta hurry. Just hold still so I can extricate myself here.
Slowly, carefully, I disentangle myself from Lux and get to me.
Do you need a hand?
Oh, no, thank you. I'll just get myself out of here.
Inch by painful inch, Lux awkwardly shuffles his way out and scrambles to his feet.
There's no more time to wait around. We've got to make a run for it.
Lux and I make a mad dash down the path towards the schoolhouse.
The Treaty of Disquare-Nacabras was signed in which year? Ignatius.
Last year?
Otto Borosco's mercifully seems to have his head buried in a scroll. Lux and I slide in through the doorway as quietly as possible. Caspian glares at me from the corner of the room with a look that seems to say, "You are better than this."
Not quite. Rowan?
1294?
Not even close. Perhaps our two latecomers can help you out.
I freeze midway through taking my seat. He wasn't even looking. I give Lux a desperate look. He doesn't even blink.
EL 1397.
Excellent. The signatories of that treaty?
The signatories.
Elder Borosco is still occupied with the scroll, so I look over at Lux. Lux mouths something to me, but I can't make it out.
It was between
Lux points at Rocco and then at Rowan.
wind elementals and earth elementals.
Elder Borosco rolls up his scroll with a look of supreme irritation.
Very good, young miss, but someday Lux won't be around to feed you answers. Why are you so late this morning?
There are so many merchants and vendors in the village every morning, accosting me and asking me to sample their wares or come by their shop. It's starting to become overwhelming.
So class must start 15 minutes late because you do not know how to manage your time?
Come on, Borosco. That's not nice.
We apologize for our tardiness, Elder, but truly it wasn't her fault. There were so many of them, and she even...
I did not ask for your input, Lux. Your classmate needs to learn that these occurrences are part and parcel of being a female in a village of males. You will be treated differently than your peers from here on out. I suggest you get used to it.
You're an ass.
Now then, if there are no more interruptions, we shall resume our lesson.
Over at Lux, he gives me a sympathetic smile and shrugs his shoulders. At least someone is on my side.
Appropriately enough, our lesson today is on notable elemental females. You may have heard stories of Lucerna of Munawar.
I've heard of Lucerna before. She's more of a legend than a historical figure. She cast off the expectations of elemental society and traveled the land righting wrongs wherever she encountered them. She was so cool, but we probably won't be covering the fun stuff with Elder Borosco.
But most of those stories are nothing more than myths. Lucerna did, however, play a crucial role in the Battle of Cienfuegos. Her sacrifice rallied elemental troops and allowed us to drive the enemy out of our ancestral lands.
Should definitely pay attention. I raise my hand.
Yes?
Elder, can you tell us a bit more about Lucerna before the battle?
Lucerna was born to one of the last pure elemental bloodlines in Munawar. Her parents had high hopes she would marry and have children, but their dreams for her and their bloodline died with her in that battle.
Well, it's pretty obvious that Elder Borosco disapproves.
You said most of the stories about her are myths, but it's true that she traveled the land defending the innocent, isn't it?
It is true that she spent many years traveling through elemental lands, but we do not have many verifiable accounts of how she spent her time. She is a controversial figure. Some would say she abandoned her duties to her people and her home village.
Good.
While others would say she forged her own path and pursued justice for all, no matter where it took her.
Yes, no matter what one thinks of her, historians universally agree that it was her noble death that turned the tide of battle. The rest is hearsay and speculation.
He talks for a while about the details of the Battle of Cienfuegos, but I find myself getting bored. My thoughts drift to Lucerna. With all this craziness lately, the thought of leaving my village behind and being a lone warrior for justice is really appealing. But it seems like it would just be a bit lonely. I would miss someone in particular. Lux. I glance over at him. He's completely absorbed in the lecture. He nods every now and then and scribbles a quick note on his scroll. Lux has always loved history. I think he's the only one who actually enjoys this class. His handsome face really transforms when he's concentrating like this. I don't know why. I always thought he's cute when he's all excited about some old historical document. It's nice to see people being passionate about something. Well, Lux is just nice to see in general, isn't he? So hot. Elder Brossel's voice is so monotonous I close my eyes for just a moment. Lux leans over and whispers something in his ear. His breath tickles my neck. It makes me giggle.
Lux, you want to share your funny joke with the rest of the class?
Not really. That was for her ears only.
The mouth on you. I should throw you out of class right now.
I'd love to see you try.
Lux bends down to kiss my neck. It sends a tingle through my entire body.
The insolence! The disrespect! Get out of my classroom at once!
Fine by me. Let's get out of here, babe.
That's definitely not something Lux would say. Lux stands up, knocking his chair over. He reaches his hand out to me, but I can't get up for some reason. Elder Borosco is yelling so hard there's flecks of spit coming out of his mouth. It's making my face wet. My eyes fly open and I awaken with a start. I was really drooling? How embarrassing. Miraculously, Alvaro Roscoe doesn't seem to have noticed. Once he really gets into his lectures. I scrawl some notes to keep myself awake. Lux and I usually walk home together from class, but with everything that's been going on, I've been a bit scatterbrained in a rush to get back to my quarters. I'm glad he caught up with me. I could use some quality time with my best friend right now.
That was insane this morning, wasn't it?
Everybody's been acting so weird lately. It started with some free sweet rolls a few days ago, and now, since then, there's more and more people waving food and fabrics and jewelry and goddess knows whatever else in my face, going on about their fine wares and screaming at their competitors. I think people are actually coming from other villages for this.
I suppose being able to say your work was featured in one of the biggest coming-of-age ceremonies in 200 years would be quite an honor. But their passion is a bit terrifying, isn't it?
No kidding. I'm just going to have to hurry and get my party planning done. Hopefully, once I've committed to specific vendors, they'll all get the idea and give it up.
Maybe they'll start assassinating each other.
I can't tell if he's joking. Even when he says completely absurd things, he does it with such a straight face.
You can't be serious.
If you paid attention in class today, you might have remembered the Great Merchants' War of 1017.
Merchants' War?
Lux nods solemnly.
It began with a series of assassinations over a party planning dispute.
I gape at him.
I'm sorry, that isn't fair. I was only joking. But you really should try not to sleep through class.
You really had me going. You shouldn't use that innocent face for evil.
Sorry again for my clumsiness earlier. I was in such a rush to get you out of sight, I didn't even notice how tight the gap was.
You don't have to lie to me, Lux. I know you just wanted to get close to me.
No, I would never.
Come on, Lux. How am I ever going to stop teasing you when your reactions are that adorable?
I'm a grown man, you know.
Yeah, you are.
And?
Never mind.
Come on, don't be like that. You can talk to me.
Well, it's just that some guys don't like being called adorable, you know?
Are you one of those guys?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lux. I didn't know you didn't like it.
Well, all you had to do was say so, Lux. Come on, you can be honest with me. That's how best friends are supposed to be with each other.
You're right. I'll try to be more forthcoming with you in the future about my feelings.
Thank you.
Good. I appreciate your honesty, Lux. I'm glad I can always count on you.
Of course. I will always be there for you.
Yeah, you will. You are quite great. And I like you a lot. Phew, it's been a long day. I flop down on my bed and look at the mail on my bedside table. The pile of papers is on the verge of becoming unmanageable. There's also a small pile of samples of all kinds on my dresser. The groundskeeper must have brought them in so they don't block the hall outside. I don't want to waste the food, but there's no way I could possibly eat it all. I should give some of it to the boys. Okay, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Dress, jewelry, dessert. I grab the nearest pile of paper I can reach from the table and look it over. It's a sketch of a traditional marriage band set. A necklace for the male and a headpiece for the female. Oh, awfully presumptuous of them to send me this particular one, isn't it? I can feel my eyes getting heavy. I tackle the dress first tomorrow. But for now, I can't really think about this anymore. Someone's calling my name, but I can't quite make out their face. The necklace from the ad I was just looking at is all I can see. It shines so brightly it blinds me. Whoever he is, he must be married. The necklace dims enough to reveal the face of the elemental wearing it.
Lux!
I can't wait anymore.
He runs to me and takes my hand in his. He presses his forehead against mine, the traditional stance of an elemental man about to propose marriage.
Would you make me the happiest man in the world and become my wife?
Oh, Lux! Yes! Yes, I will!
Lux takes a step back and tenderly places a marriage band upon my head. It matches his necklace.
I'm so happy.
He puts his arm around my waist and draws me to him. I'm really going to kiss him this time. Nope. wake with my arms wrapped tightly around my pillow.
For the love of...
I toss the pillow away from me. It bounces harmlessly off the wall and onto the floor. One of these days, I'm going to have that kiss. I guess my brain just doesn't know what it feels like so it won't let me have it yet. 10 days until the coming of age ceremony. Another morning, another decision. Do I take the faster way through the village square and risk the crowd, or do I take the longer way around and risk being late? I'm just going to have to run for it. I should be able to slip through the crowd this time now that I'm expecting them.
Here we go!
Class passes by without any major incidents. Thank the gods, it feels like I haven't had a normal day in so long.
Shall we head home?
Actually, there's something I need to do first today. I was going to head over to Sweet William's to get my coming-of-age ceremony dress. And I could really use your opinion.
Actually, if you don't mind, I think I might like to be surprised. I won't be much help anyway. I think you'll be beautiful no matter what you wear.
Oh, well, thank you, Lex. That's really sweet of you to say.
Oh, he's not coming with me. That's strange. I've passed by the shop so many times on my way to class, but I never bothered going inside. I haven't had many fanciful occasions until now. His sketches caught my eye earlier. Might as well support a local trailer, right? The interior of this shop is one of the gaudiest things I've ever seen in my life. Akash does quite well with the trade, but the taste of the people here remain modest for the most part. All through the shop, mannequins are dressed in styles I've never seen, in all colors of the rainbow. The proprietor, Sweet William, scurries around the corner, laden down with bolts of shimmering fabric.
Just a moment, I'll be right there. Oh my goodness!
He starts violently upon seeing me. Bolts of fabric go flying in every direction.
Oh no, let me help you with that.
He shakes his head emphatically and steps over the giant mess of textiles in front of him.
Absolutely not! You are my guest! Please, please, have a seat.
He shoves a mannequin aside and produces a massive fluffy cushion. He pats it invitingly.
Thank you.
I sink down in the cushion. It's like sitting on a cupcake.
I never want to stand up again.
Sweet William busies himself gathering the fabrics up from the floor. I feel a bit awkward just watching him clean, but I don't want to offend him.
Whew, thank you for waiting. Now then, what brings you in, my dear? Did you get my sketches?
I did, actually. Your designs really stood out from the rest of the advertisements I got.
Oh, I knew it! You are clearly a woman of class and refinement. Let me go get my sketches.
He dashes into the back room again, giggling to himself.
How's that for garbage masquerading as a dress, Narcissus? Oh, he's going to be absolutely furious.
There's gotta be a juicy story there, but I probably shouldn't ask. Sweet William returns with 3 sketches clutched in his hand. He spreads them out before me.
What do you think? If you don't like these, I can have 10 more drawn up in just a few moments' time.
Yep, I'm going daring.
Oh, they're all so beautiful. What do you think, Sweet William? Which one do you recommend?
A designer must love all his creations equally. But if we're being honest, I really love this one for you.
Oh, wow. This one is really quite daring.
I'm going daring.
All eyes will be on you. You might as well really give them a show.
Well,
I'm going daring. Going daring.
why not? This is my moment and I'm going to seize it.
Sweet William claps his hands in delight.
Oh, I knew you and I would get along. I won't let you down, my dear. Just wait. I'll just take your measurements and get started immediately. Come back to me in a few days' time.
Could you do me a favor and let the rest of the tailors know I've made my selection? It'll really help me if I don't have to dodge them on my way to school every morning.
The look on Sweet William's face is almost scary. Pure malicious glee.
That shouldn't be a problem. Now, let's just get those measurements.
on my bed, staring up at the ceiling. I found myself doing a lot of thinking in here lately. I'm glad I got my dress out of the way. I still have a lot of planning to do, but more than that, I have a pretty major decision I need to make. It's going to change my entire identity. I've just been a bit overwhelmed with everything that's happening, so I haven't given it real thought. But that has to change. Right now, I'm really feeling... I love taking care of others, and light magic is the best path to that. I want to protect and heal my people. Now that I've dealt with a real pressing issue, I guess it's time to admit to myself that my feelings for Lux have changed. I mean, he's my best friend. I adore him, but lately I can't stop thinking about how I wish we could be something more. I don't want to ruin our friendship, but if I don't try to explore this, I could miss out on something incredible. Maybe I'll just talk to him about it? Be brave. As I have the last few nights, I drift off to sleep thinking of Lux. 9 days until the coming of age ceremony.